Hey folks, walk with me. Well, somebody nearby is cutting down a tree or cutting up a fallen tree or something. But they've ceased for the moment, so we will persist in their silence. I was thinking the other day about loneliness, and I'm someone who has forever felt very, very lonely. I've mentioned before on this playlist that I grew up on a 200-acre family farm, and you can imagine in that sort of environment, you can have very few neighbors, certainly very few neighbors that are of your age when you're a child, and a small population in general, and which can leave people who aren't necessarily super keen on being engrossed in whatever is acceptable in that small society, right? In that instance, very blue-collar type of work environments, like very much a focus on farming and mechanical work, construction, that sort of thing, which are all wondrous, but weren't ever my thing. And this can definitely contribute to feelings of isolation, loneliness, and then I think that there's a sort of an easy tipping point into hopelessness and despair from those set of feelings. How I was actually thinking about loneliness was how it plays into the abuse, misuse, misguided use of social media. And no, it's not lost on me that I am a lonely feeling person and that I am making a video about this. That's not lost on me. So just know that. But I thought, I had put out a video a few days ago on this playlist about some mindfulness verses for engaging with social media, whether that be you posting or replying on social media, or you just sort of scrolling and consuming. And I think locked in with that is maybe a consideration before you go to social media about why are you going there? And how often do we replace other abilities to want to overcome loneliness, right? To seek connection, to feel part of a community, to feel heard, seen, whatever. How often do we replace those things as they would exist in the traditional world, the non-digital world? How often do we replace those with social media? And how often do we then not spend enough or any time engaged in the real world because we are trying to accomplish overcoming loneliness by building connection, community, being seen, being heard, but only doing it online, or predominantly doing it online, to the detriment of spending some time doing it in person, or even to then maybe be to lose the skill, right? To get so out of practice with any engagement that's not happening digitally that we almost get rusty, if you will, or just inept in some way because we're out of practice. So this is just maybe a heads up, something to think about as we talked about, engaging with social media and mindfulness versus that you could consider when you're going to do that. But maybe prior to deciding to hop onto social media, thinking about, is this me trying to, in some way, overcome my loneliness? And if so, is this really the way that I want to do it? And maybe you say yes. And that's fine. But at least you've taken a moment to consider it and come to your own conclusion, as opposed to reflexively taking an action that may not actually be what you want to be doing or in your best interest. All right, folks, a quick 5-minute walk today, but I hope that your weekend is going well And as always, I appreciate you watching, and I will see you in the next video.